What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share and also comment. To my returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back and watching my video. Thank you so much for the love and support, and greetings to my brothers and sisters all the way from Caribbean country. So guys, in today's video I want us to talk about what it is happening in Jamaica. Public resources are being looted by Jamaican government, and also Jamaica Prime Minister is now being accused of involving in corruption. And also the United States, it has sent warning to Jamaican leaders, to the Caribbean leaders, for those leaders who are involving in a corruption, to stop involved in corruption. So guys, I want you to watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
Investigations Division (FID) is collecting more statements to prosecute those responsible for the multi-billion-dollar fraud at Stocks and Securities Limited (SSL). Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark reminded the country today that the prosecutors have been reviewing the file to determine if more persons are to be charged. The file was submitted in December 2023.
I've been informed that since that time, the FID and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions have met on several occasions, including within the last month, in regards to the review of the comprehensive and voluminous SSL investigative file. Among other things, the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions has recommended that the FID collects 3 further statements, the process of which has already commenced. I totally understand the frustration and the desire for tangible results. I share these feelings too. However, I ask the public to reflect on the fact that there can be no better demonstration of transparency in this matter than our decision to procure the services of an international forensic audit firm to support an independent and thorough investigation, as we have done.
Now, through the partnership with Kroll, an international forensic auditing firm, the FID said over 200 accounts were affected by the SSL fraud. The fraud has exceeded $30 million, or roughly 4.7 billion Jamaican dollars. The government is asking for patience as investigators and prosecutors review the findings. Jean Ann Panton, a former client relationship officer at SSL, is facing several charges, including forgery, larceny as a servant, and engaging in a transaction involving criminal activity.
To move a no-confidence motion in Gordon House, in the House of Representatives. I was prevented from doing so on what I regard to be a spurious basis, a basis that cannot hold water. The basis that was put forward was that the matters on which my motion was based are now sub judice. In other words, because the Prime Minister has apparently sought judicial review of certain matters arising from what the Integrity Commission has decided in relation to his matter. However, my motion is not dealing with the substance of that report, but is dealing with his own conduct as Prime Minister. And I wish to read the motion now so you can hear it. Whereas there is a ministerial code of conduct in place from 2002 that governs the conduct of members of the cabinet. And whereas the Prime Minister did not inform the people of Jamaica that he was being investigated by the Integrity Commission from as far back as August 2023 for illicit enrichment. And whereas the concealment of this information by the Prime Minister is a breach of the ministerial code of conduct that guided the Prime Minister in removing from office ministers serving in the cabinet over which he presided. And whereas the annual reports of the Integrity Commission for 22-23 and for 23-24 stated that several members of Parliament, initially 6 and then 8, were under investigation for illicit enrichment, but none had come forward to disclose that he or she was under investigation. And whereas the Integrity Commission's investigation report on the 17th September 2024 tabled in Parliament named the Prime Minister as being under investigation for illicit enrichment. And whereas the Prime Minister, as Chairman of Cabinet, instructed members of Cabinet not to divulge the name of any member under investigation for illicit enrichment, contrary to the spirit of the Ministerial Code of Conduct. And whereas the actions of the Prime Minister have caused and continue to cause severe damage to the trust necessary for good order and respect for public office, be it resolved that this Honourable House condemns the Prime Minister for not maintaining ethical standards of transparency and openness in government. Secondly, censures the Prime Minister for his acts of covering up and concealment of the names, including his own, of those members of the Cabinet and/or Parliament of which he was and may still be aware, but has kept them in positions of influence in the Cabinet with the effect of further undermining public trust in the institutions of government, and declares that the actions of the Prime Minister have severely undermined his credibility and trustworthiness, and that he no longer enjoys the confidence of this House. That was the motion that was to be put forward today and hopefully debated next week. We did not want it debated the same day that it was tabled. The Prime Minister is not here in Jamaica. That would not be right or proper. However, we were not allowed to proceed with the tabling of the motion because the Speaker herself had removed herself because the matter affected her husband, and the Deputy Speaker ruled that the motion was improperly brought in breach of the standing orders, relying on the sub judice rule, and so the motion will not go forward. And we think that that is an abuse of the rules of Parliament, and no confidence motions have a very high place in our constitutional arrangements. If a no confidence motion is passed in Parliament, the Governor-General has to dissolve Parliament and call elections. So that is in section, I think, 64 of the Constitution, subsection 5. So for them to block the opposition from bringing a motion on the alleged basis that the matter is sub judice is really, in my view, a bad and sad day for our democracy. Again, it's an example of freedom of speech, freedom of association, our democratic...
Opposition members walked out of the House after Opposition Leader Mark Golding had been blocked from moving a motion relating to what Prime Minister Andrew Holness had said about his statutory declarations.
When Opposition Leader Mark Golding rose to move the motion, House Speaker Juliet Holness excused herself from the sitting, leaving her deputy Heroy Clark to preside over the matter.
Whereas there is a ministerial code of conduct in place from 2002 that governs the conduct of members of the Cabinet, and whereas the Prime Minister did not inform the people of Jamaica that he was being investigated by the integrity...
Member, please.
I don't even need to hear another word. If the member in any way intends to go down a road that is... You can't understand if you don't listen. Permit yourself to use your ears and not your mouth. If it is that the member intends to travel down a road that is going to breach the standing orders in raising matters, let me just say it before, that are sub judice. Hold on, I'm just telling you, that cannot be accommodated in this House.
Member, you start on a premise, and as far as the standing order is concerned, I hear the first part of where you're going.
Deputy House Speaker Heroy Clark used Section 22.3 of the Standing Orders, stating that the motion being moved by Mr. Golding is out of order. He also used the UK Parliamentary Handbook Erskine May to state that matters before the courts cannot...
So guys, I hope you have watched that video from Jamaica, and also the Jamaican leaders, they are now calling their Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness, to be questioned for what it is happening in Jamaica, because a lot of Jamaicans, they have been complaining there is a high corruption in Jamaica, and also the leaders, they are now selling out the country. The leaders, they are not working according to the will of the people. I know, first of all, guys, in Jamaica, they are in election season. They want to elect a new leader. And I don't support any political party. Let me just say this, because some people, they will come out and say, Dash Lifestyle, you are being promoting the other party. So just to clarify, I'm not supporting any political party. For me, I'm just sharing out with my brothers and sisters to know exactly what it is happening in Jamaica. And also, I'm trying to open their eyes so that when it comes to election, they need to elect a good leader, a leader who will be work according to the will of the people. You have seen right now how the corruption it is going on in Jamaica. And the corruption, it is the biggest problem that we as African country, we as black people, we are having in our country. Just to tell you, Jamaica, it is predominantly a black nation. Being a black nation also, majority of them, they came from Africa. Majority of them, they came from West Africa. So seeing how things are going in Jamaica, as a black person, I cannot sit down and watch how the Jamaicans, they are being treated with their leaders, with their wicked leaders, with the leaders who are betraying them, with the leaders who are becoming puppet. And that's why I usually come out and say exactly what it is happening. For me, I just want to tell my Jamaican brothers and sisters to open their eyes, and also to seek the kingdom of God, to pray to God, so that the God can give you a good leader, a leader who will work according to the will of the people. I am not telling you that you should support this other party or support this other party. No. What I need from you Jamaicans is to rise up and also choose a leader who is born and raised in Jamaica, and also a leader who doesn't have dual citizenship, because I understand in Jamaica, majority of the leaders, they are having dual citizenship, and because of that, they are involving in high corruption, because they know they will run in they have dual citizenship, they can stay in another country and leave Jamaica. This is one of the biggest problems that Jamaicans, they are having with their leaders. Their leaders, they are now having dual citizenship. And to tell Jamaicans that you should not elect a leader who have dual citizenship. And also, you need to elect a leader who is born and raised in Jamaica, who knows exactly the problem that Jamaicans, they are facing. And also, you should question these leaders who are involving in a corruption. Imagine in Jamaica, I have never seen a leaders being jailed because of corruption. I've never seen a leaders who's being questioned with the criminal justice, with the DCI or criminal injustice in Jamaica. They have never even captured any political or party, any political party or any leaders who is involving in a corruption. This is tell you that Jamaicans are politicians. They are now involving in corruption because they know the government, it is behind them. The government cannot do anything to them. And just to tell you that this is the problem that we have as an black country, as not only in Jamaica, also here in Africa, we have this kind of problem whereby the leaders, they are involving in a corruption. The leaders, they are putting their interest, their family first before the people who elect them. These people, when it comes during election, these people, they are coming with sweet words. They are promising us they will give us a job, they will open more jobs for the youth, and also they will make country to be better than where it is. They will build more hospital. They will the children will get a good education. But when these people, we are giving them this job, when they get power, they usually fly their family out of the country. They are putting their family interest first before the people who elect them. And this is to tell you that these leaders, we are tired to see this kind of leaders. Just like what it is happening in Jamaica. Majority of Jamaicans, they have been complaining a lot of high crime activity which it is going on in Jamaica. The children, they don't have a better place for them to learn. There's educational, the healthcare, the hospital. Some of the hospitals, they lack bed. The teachers have been complaining because of the salary. So a lot of things it is happening in Jamaica. And also the Jamaicans, they feel like the current government, it is a wicked government. The leaders, the prime minister, he doesn't want to work according to the will of the people. And for me, I keep on telling you Jamaicans, when the government, this is now when the people usually cry. This is to tell you that the voice of the people, it is the voice of the God. When Jamaicans, they are crying, when a lot of Jamaicans, they are questioning their prime minister, when a lot of Jamaicans, they don't want the current government, this is to tell you that God is so hungry with the current government. God is so hungry with Jamaican leaders. This is to tell you that the people, they have come out and spoke. They need a change in Jamaica. They need a new leader. They need a leader who will be working according to the will of the people. And also, I keep on telling you, Jamaicans, you should pray so hard. You should ask God to give you a good leader, a leader who will work according to the will of the people. So kindly, guys, this is the message that I wanted to tell you, my fellow Jamaicans, because I've seen a lot of things it is happening in Jamaica. Majority of Jamaican leaders, they are now using the police as their security, as their defense, because they know that police cannot do anything to them, and that's why they keep on looting money. They keep on selling out the country, and also they are taking Jamaican money and go and invest in another country. And also, it is not only happening in Jamaica. Look what it is happening in Haiti. The Asian people, they are fighting because of their leaders. Their leaders, they were puppets. They were being controlled from outside. Their leaders, they were selling out their country. The leaders, they were not working according to the will of the people. And that's why the Asian people, they decided to come out and try to fight those leaders who are betraying them, those leaders who are selling out their country, those leaders who are being controlled from outside. And this is tell you that majority of the black countries in the Caribbean, they are really tired with their government, which with their leaders who are being controlled from outside. I don't want to see Jamaica becoming like Haiti, because people in Jamaica, they have been crying a lot of things. First of all, the Jamaican government, it has given the foreigners more privilege than the local people. The Jamaicans also, they have been complaining about the Chinese. The Chinese, they have come in their country. The Chinese, they are taking over Jamaica. Look, the big businesses that it is in Jamaica, it is being owned by the Chinese. The Chinese, they have been given a contract with the Jamaican government to import things in their country. The Chinese, they're importing clothes, they're importing food in Jamaica. And I'm wondering, how comes Jamaican government, it gives more privilege to the foreigners, to the outsiders, than their fellow citizens, than their people. And you can see in Jamaica, the Chinese, they have been given 5 years working, opening businesses and working in Jamaica without paying tax. But you can see the local people, the citizens, the Jamaicans, they cannot do a business even a day without paying tax. And when you see these Chinese people, if they get this money in Jamaica, they do not invest it in Jamaica. They are taking all this money to their country. This is tell you that there is a problem with the Jamaican government. Jamaican government should do more better, should give more privilege than the foreigners. So kindly, guys, I just want to pass this message to a lot of Jamaicans. And also the United States also, it has come out and support Jamaicans by telling their leaders to come to stop involving in corruption. The other day we saw what Kamala Harris said to Jamaican Prime Minister. She wants to support Jamaica, and she wants to see Jamaican leaders working according to the will of the people, not involving in corruption, to come out and do the job that the people gave them to do. So kindly, guys, thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, share and comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.